It's Tuesday, people. Welcome to Tuesday. Who is with me tonight? Who is joining the show? Jennifer, welcome. Welcome, Jennifer and Angie are both in first. Happy Tuesday, Jennifer. How's the oven? Can we get back to baking? Can we get back to baking? Hey, Angie, Dennis, Tracy, how are you? Hello, Miss Pasadena. You are definitely on my list for tomorrow. I did not get as far as you today, but you are definitely my tomorrow, Jenny. Do not worry. Hey, Laurel, Lisa, Jana, sitting across from Dennis, Karen, hello. Chris, welcome to the show. Angie number 2, welcome to the show. Dawn, Valerie, hello Valerie and Abe. Hello Leanne from Atlanta. Hope you're having a peach of a day in Atlanta. Happy Tuesday, Julie. Not until Saturday. What are you going to do, Jennifer, not without an oven until Saturday? Take over the neighbor's house? Something. You have to do something. Vicky, also from Atlanta. Ann. Cooking tacos and drinking wine and watching Neil. Well, actually, I am going to totally flip it up on you guys today. It is National Beer Day today, so we are going with beer today. Dennis is grilling. Good evening, everyone. I thought we'd celebrate National Beer Day. Pink Moon. Pink Calculator. I keep on hearing about cookies, and I got no cookies. I do have brownies, but I don't have cookies. And cookies and brownies are good. Christine, I thought you were always on a call during my show live. All right, Brad is now that I've told him what the night is, he is getting with the theme. I am glad that Brad is joining the theme. Hello, Joanne in Arizona. From Chicago, watching us in Arizona. All right, Taco Tuesday and spending cocktail hour and dinner with Neil. I love it, Crystal. Thank you. What is everyone else? Detox tea for you, Chris. Hello from New Mexico. What is everyone grateful for tonight? It is Grateful Tuesday. What are we grateful for? Chili and vodka in Ohio. I like chili and I like vodka. Hey, Martha. But it is National Beer Day, so I give me a holiday and I participate. Cheers, Christine. Even Cassandra was surprised when I pulled out the beer. I'm like, it is National Beer Day. It was a beautiful sunny day. Hello, Michelle. Grateful for an amazing accountant. A good accountant, a good lawyer, a good banker. Those are all important things in business. PPP submitted and taxes filed. That's very good, Dennis. Michelle's thankful for wine. What else are we grateful for today? You guys can do it. I have a grateful bunch here. The sun shining. That is a wonderful thing. $800 in online sales. Boom! That is like a slam dunk, Julie. That is great to hear. Grateful for the nap this afternoon. I said I wanted to take a nap before this call tonight, and I got strange looks. So that did not happen. But that's okay. I got lots of energy for you. And Julie Jankowitz got her PPP submitted this morning. That is awesome. That is absolutely terrific. I'm glad to have you all with me this evening. And it's been another day. We're one day closer, another day closer to the end of all this. So let us not forget that. We are one day closer. Oh, Laurel, that is awesome. What a sweet gesture that a customer called you and prayed with you right on the phone. That was just very, very sweet. I can imagine the puddle of tears there. That is awesome. Melissa is grateful for the Neil distraction plus a treadmill. Been a rough day. I need the distraction. You might need a margarita too, Melissa, but hey, you know. Squirrel? I think that's an inside joke, but contractor expenses are not part of payroll. No, Jenny. You and I are going to have a long talk tomorrow. I'm blocking out a lot of time for you and I tomorrow. We will have quality time, I promise you. I've got you. You are definitely, there's no way you will not be on my tomorrow unless you don't take my call when I call. But other than that, you are on my list for tomorrow. And I'll even take into account the West Coast time. So you won't get a call from me at like 2 a.m. or something when I'm making calls at 6 a.m. I won't do that to you. Okay, today's Good Morning from our Good Morning, Good Night book. We're going to unconfuse you. By the time we're done tomorrow, Jenny, you will be unconfused. That's awesome, Laura. I'm glad you talked to a live person. Coming up tonight, I'm going to tell you about my talk with the director of the SBA today. So, I moved up a few rungs today. But that's, good. So from our Good Morning, Good Night book. So, that is correct, Brooke. That is correct. 2.5 times monthly payroll. You can include insurance and health insurance and any retirement contributions in that as well. You're taking your annual amount, dividing it by 12, multiplying it by 2.5. So, our Good Morning, Good Night book, keeping me on track here tonight. You're stunning, and the world is lucky to have you. We are lucky to have you. Do your best. That is our good morning. I can only imagine what our good night will be. So, let's take a look at our agenda for today. Vina, welcome to the show. Well, we've already covered. Okay, well, Art will join me. Vina, today is National Beer Day. So, we're going to get there, Jenny. Don't worry. We're going to get through everything. There's going to be 10,000 people on that 150 application. 150 isn't anything in LA. Hey, 1985. So we talked about last week. So how does the world talk to you? Okay? Russell's joining us. Welcome, Russell. There are signs in this world. I know, Laurel talked about praying and signs, and we talked about the pink moon already for the pink calculator. And just different signs of the world talking to you, okay? And last week, our number one song was I Will Survive. As long as I know love, I know I will survive. I've got all my love to give. I got all my life to live. I will survive. Yes. All right, Catherine. Yes, it is National Beer Day, so we are having a beer tonight. Harpoon IPA is what I've got. So that was last week. Okay, and that was in 1979, the number one song last week. This week, the number one song in 1985. Any guesses? Any guesses? The number one song in 1985 was We Are the World. We are the children. What an inspiring song. These songs speak to us. They're telling a story. Karaoke at conference, you don't want me karaokeing. I'll help you pick the songs, but you don't want me karaokeing. You don't want that. There's people that don't want me singing on this. Okay, you definitely don't want me karaokeing at conference. But I'm okay with a karaoke night. You got to sell that to Adele, Brooke. I am not in charge of entertainment at that. I'm just your entertainment here, live every night at 8. Okay, so, my other inspirational line dancing, I'm not coordinated enough for line dancing. Did nobody show you the videos of me when we were in Nashville that time? It was bad. It was bad. But we had fun. Okay? Be a warrior, not a worrier. This is what I want for you all. I want you all are warriors. I don't want you to be worriers. Again, we're stubborn about our goals because our goal is to be the best resale stores. Our goals are to survive this and be better than we were today on the other side. I blocked those karaoke nights out, Adele. Obviously, I wasn't allowed on stage then. But flexible in our methods. So we are going to be stubborn in our goals and flexible in our methods. As I've told you continually, the criminals are out there, okay? So keep an eye on your bank accounts. Keep an eye on everything right now, your credit cards. Keep an eye on that. One of the new scams that is going around right now is you receive a teddy bear and a Best Buy gift card in the mail. Sounds far-fetched, but this is what is happening. This is what the criminals do. They take advantage of people when they're not focused, when you can't be focused. This isn't just for the elderly. You receive a teddy bear and a Best Buy gift card in a package in the mail. It comes with a USB cable to plug it in and to activate the Best Buy gift card. Guess what that is, people? Yes, that is taking over your computer. That is putting malicious code on your computer to then steal your bank accounts and everything else. So that is happening right now. So that is going around, and there's all sorts of warnings out there about it. So I just wanted to keep you aware of it. Again, be vigilant at this time. This is the time to be keeping an eye on things that are going on and looking for anything, not just crying at what your bank account balance is. Congress is already talking about the next stimulus bill. That was one of the calls I was on today. And they're looking at, when $2 trillion isn't enough, let's make it $3 trillion. Let's add another trillion to this, and they're talking about all sorts of things with that for when Congress comes back late this month, getting some more money for this, for everything to do it. Who on here likes you remember the show Supermarket Sweep? Does anybody else on here remember Supermarket Sweep, or am I just the only crazy guy that remembers watching Supermarket Sweep? One of my ladies on here has to remember Supermarket Sweep. You had to race through the grocery store faster than the other team, and you had to buy stuff. Yes, Vina, right? You had to get the most in your cart and spend lots of money. Well, it wasn't so easy, was it? It wasn't easy to have hundreds of dollars into your cart and make it all fit and get it up to the front of the line and everything else. Okay? That is the problem the government is having, spending $2 trillion. On the end of March, they gave $2 trillion, okay? There you were trying to get hundreds into the grocery store. Okay, you were trying to get hundreds of dollars worth of stuff in your cart and beat the other person. Okay, here the government is trying to get out $2 trillion, a lot like Supermarket Sweep, okay? Filling people's carts, okay? It's not so easy. It's gotten off to a rough start, but it will start flowing. $2 trillion is going to flow into this economy. So think about how hard it was and strategies and different things, and you had to adapt. Okay, if you were on that show, you were shopping like you never shopped before. Well, the government is shopping with $2 trillion available on their credit card, okay, like they've never shopped before. So as stressful as this all is in our own world, and what's happening in our own businesses, and the lack of sales, and the lack of normalcy, okay, help is coming. I'm going to talk about the $10,000 here in just a second, Catherine. So stay tuned, okay? I will talk. I'm working my way up to the $10,000. So I spilled my beer. What happened to my beer? Why is my beer spilling? I'm going to be in trouble with my mother-in-law. There's spilled beer on the mantle here tonight. So good thing she doesn't tune into the show live, because I'd probably be getting yelled at right now. So keep that in mind and give the government a break a little bit, okay? They are trying, and the people behind this really get it, okay? I was on a call with that the vice president was talking to our business group on today, and he gets it, okay? Whether you like Pence, hate Pence, like Trump, this is not about politics. This is about getting what businesses have to go through. And I've met the vice president before in person, and, you know, he grew up. His father ran gas stations. He worked for this company and managed gas stations. Mike Pence himself pumped gas, you know, as one of his first jobs, okay? These are people that actually have done some work and actually get what it takes, okay? And what happens in a small business when there's a disruption. So there's some actual understanding of that. How to fix everything, maybe this is all a learning game for everybody involved in it. Everybody here is learning something as part of that. You can sell me some coasters. All right, Julie. Yeah, it'd probably be better if I actually used some, but I'm guessing I'm going to have to buy a new mantle covering here. Luckily, I have a store for that. So let's talk about let's work our way up to the $10,000 and the economic injury disaster loan $10,000 advance. So if you read the fine print, that does say up to $10,000, and a lot of the news media and everybody had been saying you're going to get $10,000. Well, the SBA has further defined that in the last 24 hours since we last talked, and what they've said is you're going to get an advance of $1,000 per employee up to $10,000. So that is what they are saying you are going to get. My guess is, again, it hasn't been defined in their print. That's what's been defined directly from the SBA, okay, today, and that the checks for that would start flowing the end of this week. So money would start flowing to people's accounts based on the pre-application this week from that. So that is a good thing, okay, that some money will start flowing, but many are not going to get that. My guess is it will also be based on full-time equivalents, not head count, but I don't really know that because they did not clarify that in their postings. I gotta say, Administrator Jovita, I'm gonna screw up her name, Carranza, who was also on a call today that I was on, you know, gets small business. She understands. She's worked her way up woman. She really gets a lot of that. And so she was on a call today, and she actually had me forward concerns of what's really happening to all you, which I all know your stories. I've been talking to you. I've been meeting with you. I've been doing that. So I actually forwarded that all to her this afternoon per her request of real things that are happening. She asked me to detail what has happened with my own, because I could give actual boom, boom, boom. But I also have enough information on many of yours to be able to speak for the group. So I was able to forward that all to SBA Administrator Jovita this afternoon, directly to her. I'm not sure where that's going to go, honestly. I was impressed that she gave and asked for that and gave her direct contact to send that to her, and I did. So if I wake up to an email from Jovita, that'd be great. If I wake up to a call tomorrow from Jovita, that'd be great. I don't know what's going to come of that, but I'm glad that she solicited the information, and ultimately I really just hope that it improves the process and gets things moving. Things are going to get moving now. I mean, you got to keep in mind that, you know, you have to apply. The SBA has to process. The SBA then has to send to Treasury saying, send somebody some money. Treasury then has to send it to your bank and get that all going. So it is a process, but I think it's going to get more well-oiled and greased as we move along this week into next. and people are going to start seeing money from this. You just got to hang in there a little bit longer on that. But keep in mind, the economic injury disaster loan is some good operating capital. So, and it will help, stabilize things, but that is a loan. I want to talk again about the PPP because I'm getting very nervous for many of you. A lot of you are feeling the stress, and I don't want you to make bad decisions because of the stress of who you've got to pay. So again, I'm going to remind you who the most important people to pay are. Okay? And it will and that economic injury disaster loan advance. That's correct, Jaya. If you take the money, if you asked for the advance, okay, that money comes off the PPP. It reduces the amount you get in the PPP. Any amount that you get for the advance reduces the PPP. If you don't take the PPP, the money from the economic injury disaster loan advance stays as just a grant. It's just granted to you. That is clear. Or at least as clear as the last 20 minutes. Okay, that is the intent. That is what should be happening. There's enough in writing from them on that. But if you take the PPP, it's going to apply to that. But the economic injury disaster loan by itself is a good chunk of change for operating capital. Yes, it is a loan, but this is all about survival. Okay, you can't be the best in business if you're not still in business, okay? So to be in business, okay, you need to survive. You need some operating capital, and that can help many of you get us over this hump. The best days of resale are still ahead of us. I am firmly committed to that. I am excited about that, and I still believe that we could end this year. Many stores I'm going to hear are up at the end of this year, even after being closed for almost 2 months. So I am fully expecting that to happen for many, many stores. The PPP, okay, let us not forget, that is all about payroll, okay? It is the intent of it is about payroll. Yes, you can use up to 25% of it for rent, utilities, interest payments on debt that existed before the disaster, and the mid-February date that they use as the disaster date. You can use it for things. You can use up to 25% of that amount for that, but 75% has to be used on payroll. Okay, and it has to be used in the 8 weeks following disbursement of the funds. And you have to not only use 75% of it for that, okay, you have to return 75% of your full-time equivalent employees. So 75% used for payroll, 75% of your full-time equivalent employees, okay, over that 8-week period. That's what the average has to work out to. They want to restore payroll. They want to get America working again. America working again off of unemployment gets all the registers ringing again. That's the whole purpose behind it. If you do not do that, okay, it will be proportionally reduced and converted to a loan. For the way many of you have started talking to me because you're feeling the pressure, okay, of rents due and other expenses, okay, and want to use it all for that and then use other money for payroll later on, that will just keep this as a loan, okay? And you don't need 2.5 months of payroll, again, as a loan on top of the economic injury disaster loan, on top of loans, okay, where you have the opportunity to use this as a grant, segregate these funds, keep it as a grant, yes, and use that, be a good steward of this grant. Okay, that means, yes, you're going to put some people off. I've had landlords has been a huge conversation topic with all of you today. So many of the people I talk to have been about their landlords. Landlords is one of your biggest expenses. Payroll is one of your biggest expenses, okay? Those are your top two, consigners, okay? The things I keep on telling you to pay is insurance, staff, food, and your consigners within your consignor agreement as much as possible. So honoring those things are most important, allow you to live to fight another day. Those four categories. So yes, that doesn't mean you're never going to pay your landlords. Your landlords are not big bad people. They have a business to do too. They need money too. We're all intertwined here together. We're all in this together. So that may mean telling your landlord you need to defer your payment. You can't pay them all right now, or you'll pay them a quarter this month, or half, or you'll pay this month, you'll pay April and May, divided between September, October, November, and December. You'll make payments. You'll divide it up. Or you'll divide it onto your lease. Whatever method, they want to know how they're going to be made whole too. Okay? But overwhelmingly, landlords will work with you. Yes, they need their money. I mean, I was talking to someone about my various landlords today as I lease all my properties. Because leasing gives flexibility. It allows you to grow and expand. It allows you to contract. It's what all the big guys do. They do it because it allows flexibility. And I said, my landlords have been great, okay, overall. But I'm going to take care of my smallest landlord first. And that's because he's just a small guy. And he's the most important one, who it is directly affecting up front. We have talked about it. I even posted a draft letter to consigners, Jenny. So it's in the files section. And Michelle, yes, that's what I did say about 1,000 per. I believe it's going to be per full time. They said the statement says per employee, Michelle, about 1,000 per employee, but I'm fairly certain they're making it full time equivalent since everything else is full time equivalent. And Michelle, you are correct. Regarding the EIDL, I did the Streamline application last week, and yes, you are waiting for someone to contact you. Okay? So that is the next step. You'll get the advance if you ask for it. Based on the per employee thing that we're talking about tonight, but then someone will contact you. They will contact you. Keep in mind, there are millions of applications on this, but they are making progress. According to Administrator Carranza today on our call, they've already processed and put out $61 billion of the PPP money. Okay, actually, sent out 100 billion of applications has been processed, 61 billion has been paid, and almost across 5.7 million businesses. And I know some of you have had some real banking issues, okay, with your banks either participating or not participating in the PPP, or cutting you off, or doing other things. They're streamlining that, so you got to keep in mind, again, I've talked about it several times, but traditional banks, this just doesn't make sense to them. They want to participate, but they aren't just used to, hey, tell me this, sign your name, let me give you money. That is not the way traditional banks work, and that's why they've been very slow on this. Plus, they fall under all these banking regulations that require them to do other things, and that's what cut off Wells Fargo yesterday. The Fed is going to buy up some of Wells Fargo's notes later this week so that they can get under their cap and start offering it again. But the SBA is also bringing on non-traditional SBA lenders this week that I expect will really streamline the PPP process. Okay, one of those lenders that'll be coming on, one of those people that'll be coming on that I think will really help a lot of you, okay, is PayPal will be offering it later this week. By the end of the week, the administrator said that she expects PayPal to be online with it. And PayPal, I expect to handle most everything electronically and to be very quick. The danger with that, again, my concern with PayPal being so quick with it is that, okay, it's relying all on you, okay? It'll rely heavily on you. Whereas a bank is double and triple checking everything you're giving them, PayPal won't be. You plug the stuff in and PayPal will take those self-certifications. That'll then be a problem, okay, if they were really off when it comes to converting it to a grant. And the paperwork doesn't even exist yet for converting it to a grant, which is part of what also has the banks nervous. But with PayPal, they're offering it, whether it stays as a loan and you have a 2-year loan on 2.5 months of payroll, they could care less, okay? They're going to get their money from the government. So easy isn't always perfect either, but it's going to open up to a lot more people. And they're hoping to have PayPal and other people like PayPal, online places like that, ready by the end of the week. From our conversation with the SBA administrator today. So that is, it's a double-edged sword, so don't forget that. I am giving... Yeah, Alexa, and that's what a lot of people are doing, going to other banks and they are waiting. And the banks are intentionally slowing things down. So Wells Fargo, I'm expecting to open up by the weekend after the Fed buys up a bunch of their loans and takes them over. But, that hasn't happened yet. And so keep an eye out there. I expect that you'll wake up one morning to a notice that they have reopened. In other news, just to keep in mind what's happening out there, and part of what I'm, seeing, and why, I think resale is going to be such a great opportunity. Places, where's my note on it? Hang on a second, I had it right here. Well, it doesn't matter, I know what it said. The Gap, has canceled their summer orders that haven't shipped, told all their vendors to stop shipping orders, and canceled their fall orders that haven't already shipped. So that's a lot of inventory for their stores. And, you've heard me say before, just in general talk about selling, we can't sell what we don't have. The Gap isn't going to have stuff to sell, but we know how much people are cleaning out right now when they're stuck at home, and we will have stuff to sell. Exactly, Melissa, but you have to be responsible with it and the numbers that you provide them. PayPal, for a lot of people like yourself, Melissa, who have a great relationship with them, who do it and who have worked your numbers. I mean, I've worked your numbers, so I know that the numbers you're going to plug into their questionnaire when they go online with it on the end of the week are going to be right. But that's what I caution everyone with, that you don't end out filling in things that you can't achieve, and especially because I do not want to see you. This is an opportunity to get money if you apply it correctly in your business. I want you to have free money. I don't want you to have more loans. You're going to the Bahamas. I like that. Very, very nice. So we've talked about landlord's cash, defer, negotiate. Again, it's so important that we be stubborn with our goals and flexible with our methods. Facebook selling, online selling, website selling, eBay selling, Poshmark selling. People have been talking about Mercari today a lot. That's an individual decision based on what's really going on in your community, Molly. Happy to have that conversation with you off to the side and what's really going on, or whether it's just worth you opening by yourself, Molly, and everything else. But I am absolutely happy to have that conversation with you and discuss the pros and cons for your individual situation so that you maximize the benefits for both you, keeping your community safe, and keeping your business healthy. It's for as much as you pay your people, it's a lot of money, Melissa, but I'm not sure it's enough to run away with. So, but we're going to get there, people. We're going to get to the other side of this. We're going all the way to the other side. Absolutely headed there. we just got to be careful with each step we're taking, okay? Because we want our businesses to be as healthy as can be, and we don't want the PPP converting to a loan. We want to make sure that we dot all our I's and cross all our T's, because I don't want to be talking to you in 3 months. I don't want that to be our topic of conversation, that the steps we made now were wrong, and now you find out that none of yours is going to be converted to a grant. All of it's a loan, and a loan that you have to start making payments on. So, just keep that in the back of your head, and be smart with this. It is only free money if we do it right, and that is the trick there. Melissa, it is the fast application was just to get people's basic information in and get the thing started. They will come at you for all the other things that I've previously talked about that you're going to need that were on the long application. So you will have that opportunity. They will, when they contact you, when the loan officer contacts you, they will have you upload and send them all the other information. Yes, Nikki, I do recommend having a separate account, because it makes it much more easier to account for the PPP money if it goes into a separate account, and to show exactly how it was used for payroll or health insurance or 401k. Now, if you already did the long and then you went back, Melissa, to do the short, they'll combine them. So then you won't have to, when you get contacted by the loan officer, they'll already have combined your stuff. Yes, the SBA is hiring. They are actively trying to get more people to smooth out this process. The stay at home and such are localized things. So you have to do what's right for your store and your community. And it is different in different parts of the country. Yes, there's the national recommendation for distancing guidelines and such by the CDC. But there are some local health department differences and state differences that go along with that. I'm going to do some math on that tomorrow, Julie. It depends on your head count and stuff. I'll come up with a new formula for you tomorrow on that. I will have that. But the economic injury disaster loan, there's two parts to you got to remember, there's two parts to the economic injury disaster loan. There's the advance, which applies to the PPP, and then there's the actual economic injury disaster loan. When you do that, you're really applying for both those things. The economic injury disaster loan gives you operating capital, okay? Operating capital based on half your annual gross profit. So, yes, it's a loan, but since we don't know where the end of this is, I'm recommending people take it. I'm not recommending people spend it, but I'm recommending people take it. Okay, there's no payments on it for a year. And if you're disciplined, you can park it to the side and not take it. So, happy, to do that, and that is a separate thing. But remember, that's not a grant. Thank you, Nikki. I'm grateful to have all of you here. I'm grateful to be able to help clarify these issues here for you. And I'm honored to be able to do it on an individual basis as we look at your numbers on an individual basis. I didn't make it as far in my stack today as I wanted to, but I will be at it all day tomorrow, returning your calls and following up on your things. You know how to email me. It's Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Again, Neil at ECIstores.com. We got to finish our night with our good morning, good night book. For those of you that were not here at the top of the show, our good morning tonight was, good morning, you're stunning, and the world is lucky to have you. We're lucky to have you. Do your best. Our good night is good night. You're stunning, and the world is lucky to have you. We are lucky to have you. Get some rest. Because remember, I told you last night, we all need our meds. Everybody should be on their meds right now. You need to meditate. You need to exercise. Melissa's exercising right now. You need a good diet. That's where I'm going for dinner here in just a second. And you need to get some sleep. We are going to get to the other side of this. You and you and you, and especially you, are not alone running this store. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And we are going to have a great night. We're going to have a great day. You got a question that's about your business, your individual numbers, visit me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. All the resources, we put it together. Adele takes everything that we put out there, puts them together on a page. narts.org/resale strong. We are resale strong. I will see you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great night. It's dinner time.